Okay, here with John Motson. A warm welcome to Carrow Road, here for the Norwich City versus Sunderland game. What have you made to Norwich's start to the season so far, John?
Well, pretty steady. I've only seen one game in the flesh, so to speak, and that was Chelsea away, where I thought Norwich were a bit unlucky. Probably when it was 1-1, there was a chance they could have gone ahead. Didn't, of course, conceded the penalty and had the goalkeeper sent off. A part of my research for tonight's game was looking at the numbers of the 5 sendings off in the first 5 games. I don't think that's going to be a Premier League record any longer, the Wimbledon one, is it? Because if Norwich concede a penalty tonight, that's a record. But anyway, that's a minor point. I think Norwich have done pretty well so far, just getting used to it. Never easy coming into the Premiership, especially when you've been, promoted twice, as it were. But from the results and the performances, I think Norwich supporters have got pretty good reason to feel satisfied so far.
And Paul Lambert's obviously brought a lot of players up from the lower leagues to play for Norwich in the Premiership. Have you seen anyone so far that you think might be able to take the Premiership by surprise?
Well, I think certainly in the early games, I would say Johnson's played well in midfield from Leeds. I think he's got something to offer. Kyle Norton, of course, the right back, is really a Tottenham player, although he's been on loan at 3 different clubs. Interested to see how well Morrison gets on. Of course, he's new to the Premier League, having been with Stevenage and Millwall. And the other one I think that's caught the eye a little bit is Pilkington, who was a very good player at Huddersfield, and I think probably has got the ability to, to match up with the other Premier League demands.
And obviously both sides coming off a great result last time out, Norwich's win at Bolton and Sunderland beating Stoke. How do you rate City's chances tonight?
Well, 2 connections between Norwich and Sunderland. They both had to wait 5 games for their first win, so they're both on 5 points. Could go up to 8th, whoever wins tonight, which is quite a big incentive. So obviously it's a great opportunity for Norwich. And of course the historic connection between Norwich and Sunderland, the Milk Cup final, as it used to be called then, in 1985, when Norwich beat Sunderland, and Steve Bruce, of course, who is now the Sunderland manager, was the Norwich captain. So for him, I should think this is probably quite an emotional night, coming back here as a Premier League manager.
Absolutely. And finally, John, a lot of Norwich fans remember you fondly for your commentary at the victory over Bayern Munich in the UEFA Cup all them years ago. What memories do you have of that match?
Well, I remember going out to Munich and thinking, would Norwich have much of a chance? Because Bayern Munich were a mighty team in those days. Well, they still are in many ways. I remember Mike Walker being the manager. I remember going to the first European game over in Arnhem when they played Vitesse Arnhem, I think, in the first round. And I just remember the surprise when Jeremy Goss and Mark Bowen got those goals so quickly and knocked the stuffing out of the Germans completely. And of course the story went on from there. So I was very lucky to be associated with one of the more memorable times in Norwich City's history.